Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live recorded. We're going to talk about Bitcoin continuing to move forward in 2024 and optimism in general with crypto. We're going to hear a little bit from Michael Saylor. He goes on CNBC and talks a bit about it. And yeah, we'll get into some altcoins. And I could see DJ in the chat said Demo is up. What was it? 65%? Jeez, man, that's crazy. So we'll check out all these altcoins today, see what we're looking like, and go from there. Let's see who's in the chat, and then we'll move on. Let's see. Nick K, what's up, man? Good to see you. Steven Cicero, we have Leo Lustig, my man, 56. Thank you so much for being a member for 32 months. Damn, you must really like me. You were my first member, and I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, dude. 32 months, man. I can't believe I've been on YouTube that long. That's crazy. AC Mining, what's up, man? Good to see you. Crypto Escort, my man. We have Adam Williams, Patrick Murphy, Neomorphous. Let's see. Crypto Mikkel, what's up, buddy? Crypto Frank, my man. Good to see you, bud. Good to see you. Crypto KJ, Andrew Masad. Anybody else I may have missed? Mr. Dumpster Fire, appreciate you. All right, let's get into the market. I want to see what we're looking like today. Yesterday, you guys know it was a freaking bloodbath. Today, look at this. Bitcoin 43,000. Look at that. This is fantastic. This is like a lot of green. This is nice. Look at that. Isn't it crazy how we just like have these mood changes when you see like green versus red? It's nuts. Ethereum 2233. We have Solana deep green 74 bucks. BNB's deep green $251. We have, let's see, Kaspa's in deep green as well, 11 cents. Not too bad, almost 11 and a half. Man, that's a lot. Look at this Injective, whatever this is, $38 if anybody's into that. 24% move. Jeez, crazy. Everything's going in the right direction. Gonna have pullbacks, guys, so you got to be prepared for that. Let's check out Crypto Bubbles. What the hell's happening? Look at this. It puts Santa hats on everything. That's great. What is happening? Is everything that moved big have like a Santa hat on it, and everything that just... Hold on, that's weird as hell. Look at the presents. There's presents next to some of them and Santa hats on others. That's a riot. We have SEI. Let's see, what is this? SEI. That kind of looks like the Neoxa logo. What is this? I don't even know what this coin is. 53.7%. Does anybody know what that is? Does anybody hold it? Let me know in the chat. Again, Injective, we have a 24.5% move. Hex is up 17.6%. Literally everything is up. There's only a couple things that are red, and it's ICP is one of them. Down. It was just an internet computer, but that had like a tear the other day. It's down 2.8%. It's not even anything crazy. We have Woo. Look at this. Woo Network is up to 48 cents, up 29.7%. HNT's actually been going crazy lately. It's at $9.17. It's up 25.2% on the day, which is crazy. Let's see. Leo Lustig said, I wonder if everything was red. If it would have a Grinch on it. Yeah, right. I mean, honestly, this is kind of funny. I like how they did this. Let's see if I go to the week. Yeah, they everything is still everything's pretty green, but man, these Santa hats are a riot. We have Bonk up 56.2% on the week, so it's not too bad. Man, this thing's in 63rd position. Wow, in the top 100. That's crazy how fast that climbed. That is absolutely wild. This is definitely like the new Shiba, at least in my opinion. That's crazy. Shiba's up 8% on the week. As you can see, it's ranked 16. Actually, that's pretty good. Still moving up in the ranks. All right, let's check out the Fear and Greed Index. Looking like 73 in the greedy. Getting there, guys. Like I said, I don't really worry about it till it's about 75. So, we're close. We're teetering the line right now. Teetering the line. Let's see. We have top 10 coins by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, XRP, Solana, USDC, Cardano, Lido, Staked Ether, and Avalanche still holding the 10th place. Man, Avalanche is almost at a $15 billion market cap. That's crazy. That's almost 2 billion more than Dogecoin now. That flipped it, and it flipped it fast and hard. That's crazy. That's a lot. That's a lot of loot, actually, that went into Avalanche. That's crazy. That is very impressive. We have, on CoinGecko, it says Shiba's in 18th, not 16th. Weird. Crypto Bubble said 16th, didn't it? Am I wrong? Where was I? Where was Shiba? Right here? Yeah, it says rank 16. Definitely not the same. But, anyways, 18th. Not too bad. We have Litecoin in 20th with a $5.2 billion market cap. We have Bitcoin Cash in 22nd. Let's see where Monero's in 28th. What the hell? Why is 29 above 28? and 27 above 26. What is happening right now? This is weird as hell. All right, anyways, we have Monero in 28th, we have Ethereum Classic in 30th, and Kaspa is down in 35th place now at a $2.4 billion market cap, which is still pretty good overall. All right, let me see. What's up with this bell? I honestly don't even think it's on here. I don't think it's on here. DJ, if you could give me that link again. I don't even remember what the hell that was called yesterday. That site you gave me. I don't know. You know, let's look at Honey real quick. Look at Honey token. See where that's at. Honey's actually been doing ridiculously well. 29 cents. 29 cents. It had a little bit of a pullback yesterday, but I mean, man, this thing has peaked out. Let's see what the all-time high. It says 37 cents. I mean, dude, this coin has just been on an absolute tear. So Honey's doing great. It's one of those coins that hopefully it just continues to appreciate, and our dash cams will be worth it. ETC POW is one of the coins that has been taking a complete shit lately. It's at 72 cents. I don't know how I don't know what's gonna happen with this one. I don't know what's gonna happen. I hope I can get my money back, because I'm into it for about a G right now, so that kind of sucks. Actually, you know what, nice hash, I am gonna bring that up in a second with the L7, Mr. Steven Cicero. Thank you very much, Mr. DJ Mines. Let me pull this up. Non KYC is what it's called. Let me put this in this. Let's see. All right, so this is that Bell token. I'm gonna move into the mining segment of things. This is the Bell token that is apparently the original Dogecoin. Am I wrong by saying that? Is that what I've heard? I'm pretty sure that's what I've heard. Bell was like the OG Dogecoin, and then they kind of stopped working on it and started working on Dogecoin. I don't even know. Mr. Retro Mike Tech, appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for the 1999 super chat. He said, Merry Christmas, Misfit Mining community. Dude, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So yeah, this Bell is it at $4? Is that what it is? Yeah, USDT 449. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, so it's an expensive meme coin. It's a very expensive meme coin. I don't know anything about this coin though. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So I'm not into meme coins as hard as a lot of people, but Dogecoin's just kind of an OG, and I guess the creators of Dogecoin made this Bell coin, so I guess we're gonna have to see. Again, thank you so much, Mr. Retro Mike. Appreciate you, buddy. All right, let's look over here real quick and see what the most profitable miners of the day are, and then we'll get into my L7 profits. So we have the WinMiner K9 10.3 terahashes at $117 per day. I think this was a little lower yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I feel like it was like 109 or something. But obviously that equates to the price of Kaspa, right? Whatever the price of Kaspa is, going up or down, it's obviously going to affect this profit. We have the KS3 from Ice River. We'll just go to this one, 89.83. We have the KS3M from Ice River over here, which is the 6 terahash. The one previous was 8 terahash. This is $65 just about per day. We have the KS2 2 terahashes, which is $21.50 a day, and the KS1 1 terahashes, which is $10.75 per day. Mr. Trade Like Snipe, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. We have, oh, you know what? My X16Q. I went on to check my unMineable this morning because I have everything's auto converting from you know, my ETC miners. I have them all going to Kaspa, so I'm just unMineable ETC hash right to Kaspa. And I went to check and my 16Q was off this morning, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? I went over there, like, maybe my kid hit the button or something. No, thing was on and it was just off. I don't know if you guys remember that power supply issue I had with the short that I made. It was I plugged it in, it just wouldn't work for some reason. So I shut it off, left it off for a few minutes, turned it back on, and the thing turned back on. I swear on my life, down in the bottom corner looking through the grate of the X16Q, there was a little spark. I don't know what it was. I don't know where it came from or how it happened, but it turned on. It sparked. I don't know what the spark was, but it's making me nervous now, so I think I might have to take it apart. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. It really is concerning though, and it sucks because that's like a really decent unit. It's just about 2 giga hashes on ETC hash, so I'm gonna be really upset if something bad happens. I don't know. I'm gonna take it apart today and just look at it because something's going on, and it's definitely scary. But anyways, it is making on this what is this coin again? Man, I don't even remember what it's called. I'm gonna hold on. Let's go to this CAU. Anixum. I feel like I'm butchering that every time I say it. This coin right here is the most profitable on the X16Q, I guess. $8.44 a day. I'm not mining that, but whatever. That teach his own. Let's see, the X4Q. We have POW blocks, right? POW blocks. Is that what this is? We have $4.41 a day on the X4Q, and the X41U looks like $2.07 a day. Let's check out the Ice River KS0. This is the original 100 gigahash model. Is making $1 a day. Oh, that's rough. That is rough. We have the KS0 Pro making $2.20 a day. That's even worse. God damn it. This is terrible. This is so terrible. All right, let's look at the GPUs real quick to see what the most profitable coin is, I guess. Top of the charts. We're looking like we have what is this, Pyron? Is that what it's called? Pyron on the top of the chart, still for the 4090s, the 4080, 4070s. Looks like the 40 series likes Pyron, right? Yeah, seems like that. And we have Conflux and Radiant, if I'm not mistaken, on the 3090, 3080s. So basically 30 series. Carlson on the AMD card. Interesting. And Chlor. Not too bad. Not too bad. Alithium is on the top of the charts for the 7900 XT. 6950 XT is Alithium and Chlor. Not too bad. Ergo. What? Oh, on the 90HX, Ergo and Alithium are on the top of the charts. I haven't seen Ergo forever on any chart. Like, at all. What is the price of Ergo at? I don't even know. How's Ergo even doing? Man, I like forgot about this coin. Ergo, what are we looking like? 161. You guys remember when this thing was like a ridiculous amount of money? When it went up to like almost 20 bucks? 1872. Crazy. I wonder if Ergo's gonna come back. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let's see who got timed out. Uh-oh. What happened? What happened? Look at this guy. Mr. Plant, what's his name? Mr. Plant Profit talking shit in the chat. Listen, I'll box you any day. Right now, I'll beat your ass in front of everybody. Talking shit in the chat. Thank you, Steven Cicero. Appreciate you. Take that guy out for me, will you? All right, let's get into this. Let's look at this. This is my profits over here. This is my L7. All right, we have $60.84 projected on 24 hours. Okay, well now it just changed to $98. Like what? What? This can't be I don't know. This isn't real. This is way too high, right? It would be nice, but you could see my projected unpaid mining balance, right, is $32.33. So just for the record, this right here, I had, I think, 27 bucks in here, if I'm not mistaken. So I've made like, I've had $2 transferred to my wallet, more or less, and now I have a unpaid mining balance of 32.33, so roughly 35 bucks, and it's been under a day, right? I think I started mining roughly around 11 a.m. if I'm not mistaken. 11 a.m. So a couple hours from now it'll be 24 hours, but I mean that's really good on the L7. Regardless, I mean that's still a profiting 10 bucks, you know. Costs about $20 to run it per day, so that's actually pretty good. All right, yeah, that's it. That's really it for the mining stuff. So let's get into the news. Let's talk about let's see what Mr. Grayscale CEO says over here on CNBC. Says there's a lot of market optimism for Bitcoin into the next year. If you guys have any questions, at me in the chat. Let's do it.
Hey, here with us now for a look at the crypto industry heading into the new year, Michael Sonnenschein, Grayscale CEO. We got a crypto super PAC trying to get things done. Maybe that's what. I
don't know why Brave browser always turns closed captions on every single time.
Maybe that's what's needed to get Congress to finally do something. Michael, you part of this?
So that was actually just announced this morning. You know, for us at Grayscale over the last year, we've spent, I can't even tell you how many weeks on the Hill, really ensuring that we're advocating for our investors and making sure that as our regulators are looking at crypto, they're doing so through a really informed lens. So for us, it's really been more about education.
You think the easy gains have been made? People couldn't figure out what was happening with Bitcoin as it moved from 25 to, I think it almost got to 45 at one point. But now, you know, we're talking about 41,000. Even gold, I think, was trying to get through 2,100, and it failed in trying to do that. This was all interest rate related and pivot related, and the perception that maybe the Fed eases next year with some cuts. When does it refocus on a spot ETF? And do you expect that to get things moving again?
Well, I think if you look back at this year, the price appreciation you've seen in Bitcoin has really been driven by both the macro and micro forces. I think you're right on the macro front. Inflationary pressures, rising rates have caused investors to think about Bitcoin as a store of value or, you know, a hedge in their portfolios. But on the micro front, you know, earlier this summer when my team had our court victory, I think that certainly unlocked a lot of optimism amongst investors about GBTC and the prospects for it to uplist as a spot Bitcoin ETF. So as we turn the corner into the new year, I know there's a lot of focus on that from the investment community.
The 65,000, 100,000, I don't know what you think it is in the cards, but what do you think it's already in the asset right now, if you want to call it an asset? Is it already there? Once it happens, do you expect it to go to new highs, or it just seems like we've already paid a lot of it forward with the move we saw from, I mean, it was as low as 17,000 this year.
Sure. Well, you know, Joe, I'm not one to make price predictions, but I do think there is a lot of optimism again in the market. I think a lot of investors are adding Bitcoin to their portfolios. And when we look ahead to the hopeful approval for spot Bitcoin ETFs, it really is going to unlock the opportunity to a part of the investment community that, for better or worse, but I would say for worse, has unfortunately been locked out of the opportunity to participate in having Bitcoin exposure in their portfolios. So we're really talking about the advised market here in the US, which is today about $30 trillion worth of advised wealth that we hope the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs, the uplisting of GBTC, will allow for that opportunity and for those investors to partake in it as well.
The super PAC, I think, is going to earmark certain crypto-friendly members of Congress. But you've got, you know, on the other hand, when Jamie Dimon gets in front of senators and says that the only use case for Bitcoin is for terrorists and money launderers, and then you got Elizabeth Warren and other senators all nodding, I mean, you got to worry about that. You don't, you know, a spot ETF is one thing, but an outright ban isn't totally. Look at that. The only
this guy's such a boob, dude. I mean, he's got plenty of money. He can say what he wants, but he was just stroking Congress when he said all this bullshit.
Use case for.
Let's be real.
Mean, that is. I don't know. Jamie's a smart guy.
He's got to make people happy, right? At the end of the day, like he works for the big banks. Like, come on. He's obviously got to stroke Congress. Whatever they want, he's gonna say it, regardless of what he does in the background. I mean, there's proof that he was buying up Bitcoin in the background last time he told people not to buy it.
It's always kind of surprising to me when I read something like that, but he's not, you know, he's pretty outspoken and frank about what he does believe. So I don't think you can just put the worst case scenario aside, that eventually Congress does something really bad to crypto.
Well, whether you're the CEO of a major financial institution or a sitting politician, you're of course going to be able to have your own personal opinions about these new technologies. That could be crypto, that could be Bitcoin specifically, but it's actually those very same financial institutions and, you know, the types of bills that, you know, sitting politicians are looking at now that are actually modifying themselves to account for the needs of modern day investors and modern day citizens. And that includes having access to new technologies like Bitcoin. So you can have personal opinions, but, you know, changes are very much already underway.
Facts. Shout out to that guy for that. Or Grayscale. Anyways, let's get on to Michael Saylor. He's going to talk about Bitcoin. We'll continue to move forward in 2024. Guys, that like button. Appreciate you all. Let's do it.
Joining us now, though, is Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy Executive Chairman and Co-founder. Michael, it's great to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Morgan.
I do want to start right there with the regulatory landscape. The fact that Coinbase is now filing a petition in federal appeals court requesting review of the decision by the SEC. Is this the type of situation that could impact Bitcoin or impact the type of work you're doing at MicroStrategy?
No, it's there's a lot of uncertainty around the rest of the crypto ecosystem, but the one certain element of the ecosystem is Bitcoin is universally acclaimed to be a global commodity or an asset without an issuer. Mm-hmm. So the one thing we can count on is Bitcoin goes forward in the year 2024, and a strategy built around Bitcoin is generally a pretty safe one for institutions.
New rules, speaking of regulations, recently announced by the Financial Accounting Standards Board, the FASB, that are going to require companies to account for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin at fair value. Set to go into effect, these rules, in the next year or so, but companies can begin to apply them earlier than that. How is that going to affect MicroStrategy?
You know, we welcome fair value accounting. It's gonna create much more transparency and clarity in P&Ls and balance sheets for any companies that are holding Bitcoin. I think the real significance is that there are companies like Berkshire Hathaway and Apple Computer that have $100 billion plus in cash. And right now they have to invest it in treasuries and sovereign debt. And with this change in fair value accounting, you're going to have a commodity that's valued as fair value, and it becomes a legitimate Treasury reserve asset for publicly traded companies.
Yeah, and we've had that conversation before on the potential for more adoption, although I suspect Berkshire Hathaway is probably not going to be on that list of companies looking to adopt based on commentary there. I do want to get your thoughts, though, on Bitcoin and the rally we've seen just in the last 2 months or so, since early October, up something like 56%. What do you attribute that rally to?
You know, we're going through a digital transformation of everything. Apple represents a digital transformation of telephones and cameras, and Google's the transformation of books and libraries. Bitcoin represents the digital transformation of capital. 99.9% of the capital in the world is tied up in real estate and stocks and precious metals and bonds. And so we're 0.1% transformed. People, as they get educated on digital assets, are realizing that they ought to be allocating more and more of their capital to this digital asset. And so they're moving from 0.1 to 0.2%. And I think that's really driving the trend. I've said before, if Bitcoin's not going to zero, it's going to 1 million. The real question is it a legitimate asset? If it's a legitimate institutional asset, everybody is underallocated to it.
So along those lines, how much is the possibility of a Bitcoin spot ETF contributing to this recent rally? Geopolitics, risk-on rally that we've seen more broadly across markets amid the Fed pivot, and also next year's halving. Are all of these factors that are contributing?
They're all factors. Education makes a difference. Institutional adoption makes a difference. The spot ETF news is good news. Loosening of monetary policy is good news. Inflation anywhere in the world drives Bitcoin adoption. And of course, the halving is going to cut the available supply of Bitcoins for sale in half from the miners. And so we've got a confluence of very bullish milestones over the next 6 months. And I think smart money is investing into that ahead of it.
I do wonder what you think about the centralization of mining, though, and whether you're concerned, since so much of the crypto community does seem to be flagging it right now.
You know, people focus upon mining pools, but the actual mining is taking place in Bhutan and in Argentina and South America and Texas and Europe and Iceland and Africa, everywhere in the world. And so the miners themselves are very decentralized. They'll remain decentralized because they're chasing after power that's effectively marginally free. And the pools, they will accumulate hash rate from time to time, but they don't really have the power. The power is sitting next to a geothermal or a hydroelectric project somewhere in the world.
Are we decentralized, though, when it comes to BlackRock investing into the, mining facilities, like the top, four out of the top 5 largest mining facilities on the planet? Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, let's get on to CNBC Crypto World. Actually, you know what? Real quick, we did have a question in the chat that we were while we were watching that. Where is it? Let me see. Where is it? Tony asked, the S19 95 terahash is $480. Still a good buy? I would say yeah on that, to be honest. My personal opinion. That doesn't seem too expensive, and you're probably going to be able to flip it real easy when the bull run comes around. People love Bitcoin. They love to buy Bitcoin machines. Excuse me, but man, losing my voice. Yeah, I mean, it's really not that expensive overall, at least in my opinion. But if you want to just flip it, that's a good deal for sure. All right, let's get into this, guys. Hit that like button. Appreciate you all. Crypto World, CNBC, FTX files revised proposal to end bankruptcy and return billions to creditors. Yeah, let's see if this happens. Let's do it.
Today, FTX unveils its latest plan to repay customers and creditors. A crypto super PAC network sets its sights on the 2024 election with a $78 million war chest. And Bitstamp USA CEO Bobby Zagata discusses crypto's past year and where he thinks the industry's headed in 2024. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Jordan Smith. Crypto prices in the red to kick off the week. As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin fell more than 1%, trading around $41,000.
Again, this was yesterday afternoon. We watched it a day later.
$500. Ether dropped around 3%, falling below the $2,200 mark, and Solana also dipped around 3%. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. FTX revealed its latest plan for returning billions of dollars to customers and creditors. On Saturday, the estate of the collapsed crypto exchange submitted the proposal to end bankruptcy. The filing follows earlier proposals, which included plans to return up to 90% of creditors' recovered funds. In the new proposal, the estate will classify and set the priority of customer and creditor claims.
Return 90% of creditors' funds? That's going to be a lot of money. How much money did they lose? Does anybody know off the top of their head? Like, how much money did creditors lose or people lose?
Also said the value of claims will be calculated based on the asset prices as of the date the firm filed for bankruptcy. Next, 3 allied political action committees funded by leaders of the crypto industry will be kicking off 2024 with a combined $78 million as they try to be key influencers during the upcoming election cycle. The super PACs, Fair Shake, Protect Progress, and Defend American Jobs, made the announcement today. Since officially launching earlier this year, Fair Shake has raked in donations from more than 20 influential players in the crypto space, including crypto-friendly venture capital firm Andreessen Horowitz, Coinbase, and tech executives Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss. Of course, the crypto industry's biggest donor last cycle was Sam Bankman-Fried. This year, he's been convicted of 7 criminal counts, but...
Look at his face. That's the... like, damn it face. Like, this is awful. I'm going to jail forever.
2022 midterm election cycle, SBF donated more than $36 million to campaigns and PACs. Prosecutors allege some of that money came from FTX customers. Last, SoftBank-backed metaverse company Improbable has sold one of its key gaming ventures for more than $97 million. An Improbable spokesperson told CNBC the firm closed the deal to sell the Multiplayer Group, a multiplayer game services firm it bought in 2019, to London-listed video game developer Keywords Studios yesterday. Keywords owns more than 70 studios in places like Los Angeles, France, and Mexico. The firm mainly builds games for third-party developers. Keywords said its acquisition of MPG would contribute double-digit revenue growth next year. Improbable CEO told CNBC that the transaction was part of its venture builder strategy, through which the firm invests or acquires gaming and metaverse-related teams with the option of expanding or spinning them off at some point. While the development suggests a potential scaling back of Improbable's gaming-related investments, its CEO disputed that idea.
Interesting.
All right, for our main story,
real quick, $8 million in customer deposits, says Trade Like Snipe from FTX. Imagine if they just paid back all creditors. That'd be crazy. That's a lot of money, though. I don't know if they'd survive.
Wrap up 2023, Bitstamp USA CEO Bobby Zagata takes a look back at the year in crypto. He also explains why he's excited about next year, pointing to some key events, like the potential for spot Bitcoin ETFs here in the US and more institutional adoption.
Oh, real quick.
It's a fucking good.
Good morning, Geek of All Trades.
What a year it has been in crypto. We saw more enforcement action from regulators here in the US against crypto companies. We saw regulatory advancements around the globe, a high-profile crypto trial, and now we're capping off 2023 with major cryptocurrencies hitting fresh highs for the year. What do you think is driving those prices right now? Do you think ETF optimism is part of the equation?
Yes, I do. And yeah, what a year it's been. It's been just never a dull moment. I was told 5 years ago when I came to the crypto industry full time that it was to expect quite an experience, and it has been. But to answer your question, absolutely, there's a few triggers that I think are underway here, and probably the most important one is this ETF Optimism, and you know, it's an access point for a whole new segment of investors and of participants, and it's an avenue that works really, really well and is well proven amongst lots and lots of people who participate in traditional financial services markets. So from a crypto perspective, it's just all positive. And we think the more participants, the more healthy the markets, and the more healthy the markets, the more available this technology is to more people.
Do you anticipate that Ether and Bitcoin will continue to climb in 2024? And if so, what are some of the catalysts that will help make that happen?
Yeah, great question. And I try not to speculate on prices, but I'm pretty excited about 2024 for a number of reasons. So, the first is in continuing and even increasing institutional adoption. So we are seeing at Bitstamp a market increase in 2023, even in spite of all of the challenges and the headwinds that the marketplace has faced, the FTX, regulatory uncertainty, banking challenges. In spite of all of these things, institutions, even if they're not trading a lot or investing a lot, they have been onboarding and getting ready, I think, for increased adoption and hopefully some improved regulatory clarity, particularly in this part of the world. In Europe, it's quite a different picture today. There is more regulatory clarity, and in Europe, we are seeing a lot more participation across the board than we're seeing in the U.S. And Asia also is quite positive. So I think that in 2024, there's going to be quite a few factors that coalesce and improve the markets.
Are you, by any chance, paying attention to the Bitcoin halving that's coming up next year? Usually we see a rally leading up to a halving event. For example, back in 2020, when the last halving event took place, Bitcoin climbed 19% compared to the same day the year before. So is that contributing to Bitcoin's rally? What do you think?
It is and it will, but I confess I don't really know why exactly, right? So historically, to your point, the halving definitely creates interest, creates enthusiasm, creates adoption, and then therefore inflates the price or increases the price, helps to increase the price. But I don't know what the direct correlation is, or if it's just a coincidence kind of, or coincidental factors that are coming together. But I'm happy it's happening, and it is a really important milestone for the ecosystem, for the Bitcoin ecosystem. So
the halving makes Bitcoin more scarce. That's why it's a good thing.
Looking forward to that. I think that's a contributing factor.
Now, many industry experts believe that a crypto ETF will be available in the U.S. early next year. Last time we spoke, you mentioned that you were optimistic it will happen. You noted that a crypto ETF, a spot Bitcoin ETF, was already available in markets like Canada and regions like Europe, and so it would be great if it was available here too. Do you expect it to happen early next year? And if so, will it impact your business at all?
I do expect it. The rumors that I've heard are January even, and I don't think there's a way to forestall it much longer. So I do think it's going to happen, and the biggest impact I think is when you're talking about companies like BlackRock, some of the greatest companies in the world. They don't, they're not doing this out of ideology. They're doing it because there's demand for it. So when they come out with a Bitcoin product, it's a giant stamp of approval. It's just going to give a lot of people confidence to participate.
Now, you are, in fact, the CEO of Bitstamp USA right now, but before that, you worked for the crypto exchange Kraken as its chief commercial officer. Kraken has recently been in the news once again. The SEC recently sued Kraken for allegedly operating as a securities exchange without registering with the agency first. It also alleges that Kraken commingles its funds with customer funds. Kraken said it disagrees with the complaint against them, but what do you think about that development, and what does it signal to the crypto industry, all this enforcement action we're seeing?
Yeah, it's difficult. The SEC has a tough job, right? And I do believe that they're trying to manage a very complex and fast-moving industry. However, it does puzzle me a bit how they're going about it. So it does seem to be enforcement-led versus more dialogue and rulemaking. But like I said, I don't walk in their shoes. They've got a tough job. As it relates to Kraken, I believe the fundamental challenge between the SEC and Kraken, or the SEC and Coinbase for that matter, is about the nature of cryptocurrencies. However, with Kraken, there's some other questions that were raised in the suit and in the action about commingling of funds and other things. I certainly don't have any information related to that, but you know, I know that Kraken, Coinbase, Bitstamp, these are positive players in the industry that are trying to do the right thing.
Now, other agencies are going after crypto companies. We have seen last month Binance and its CEO pleaded guilty to federal charges and agreed to pay more than $4 billion to resolve the DOJ's investigation against the firm. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong argues that the Binance fallout represents an opportunity for a new chapter for the crypto industry. Do you agree?
I do. I think that's a really important action for a number of reasons. You know, firstly, you know, there were so many questions surrounding and swirling around Binance and CZ for a long time. And, you know, you worry as an industry participant or perhaps as a customer about what's next. And what I'm very pleased...
This guy just keeps touching the microphone.
...pleased about is that the DOJ took an important action here to level the playing field and basically send the message that you know, there's certain types of things that are just not acceptable in any context, not just crypto or other financial services. But that action was taken and correction is happening without an implosion. You know, what I wanted to avoid was another FTX type scenario where bad practices, you know, promulgate and proliferate within a company, and then ultimately, you know, there's a giant failure, and that affects the whole industry. We're still dealing with the FTX fallout, and you know, that's hampering our ability to make laws in this country. It's hampering our ability to you know, create trust and credibility, which is really the reason we're here. So I think it's you know, a difficult situation, but probably the best possible outcome given the risks associated with that company.
Now, Zagata also weighs in on whether he thinks enforcement action against crypto companies from agencies like the SEC will continue on in full force in 2024. All
right, shout out to CNBC Crypto World for that. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning. All right, I want to get into watching this Altcoin Daily video. Actually, it's kind of funny. He goes over what's it called? Some old commercials and kind of the coincidence to when they came out and stuff. It was kind of interesting, and it's just funny, right? Just kind of a fun video. Anyways, I want you guys to go and comment on my video from yesterday. I'm going to give away one of these Jingle miners today, actually. So I'll pull a winner in a little bit after the live stream, but I'm going to put the video in the chat, the one I want you guys to go comment on. Just something positive, and do hashtag, let's see, what should we do? What should the hashtag be? We did BTC yesterday. You know what? We should probably do BTC again today, though. Yeah, it's going to be hashtag BTC. So something positive, hashtag BTC. And I will give away this guy right after the stream. All right? That way, only you guys in the chat have a chance to win it. All right? We'll probably give it a couple hours, and then we'll do it. But, all right. Let's get into this video and see what Mr. Austin over at Altcoin Daily has to say. I will pin the what to do in the comments or in the live chat in a second. Let's do it.
Something odd is happening in crypto today. Yes, a massive new marketing blitz for Bitcoin just happened.
This is hysterical. The Dos Equis guy.
You know what's interesting these days?
And I will share this with you, but just understand, this is not the first time a mainstream blitz, again for marketing, has marked a local crypto top. Remember, near the top of 2017, eToro released this. It was massive. But while many people thought, wow, finally the world will know about cryptocurrency, they'll probably onboard into eToro and crypto in general and finally start investing, Bitcoin's going to continue going up. Well, actually,
every time I hear that song, I think of The Hangover when Mike Tyson punches Alan in the face.
This commercial got
every
released
single time
in response to the hype, not preceding the hype, but as a response to the hype, and crypto only went down in a natural market cycle for the next 2 years. Then literally in October of 2018, eToro released another one.
Christian.
And who remembers this one? I remember this one like clear as day.
Christian, buddy, come sit over here. Now, the advertising offers have been flooding in.
Again, this was right about here.
Picture this, and you're carrying gorgeous rosewood designer door on your back. And you look into the camera, and then you say, oh. No, yeah, you're right.
Game of Thrones.
I love how he had to put like wicked loud music over it so he didn't get copywritten.
At the time was insanely hot. Game of Thrones Hodor returns a new HODL campaign.
No more carrying, no more saying that word ever again. I'm a serious actor. I have depth. Why can't you get me something with like an office with a tie, for example?
Bitcoin is crashing. We have to sell.
Bitcoin is a bubble.
Hodl.
And at the time, you may have thought, all right, all the bears who have needed to sell have sold. They have exited the market. The commercial just aired. This virality is going to lead to huge awareness, huge buyers in the market. Bitcoin then collapsed 50%. Of course, when Coinbase IPO'd back in April of 2021, that marked the local top as well. And yes, it wasn't technically a commercial, but it got just as much earned media and awareness.
Bobby, let me just stop you right there. It has just opened up for trading. The opening print.
The infamous crypto Super Bowl happened around here.
It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff. Never.
Again, that happened right here. But many of you were actually asking.
It is kind of coincidental, right? It's kind of interesting how every time a commercial like this comes out, we do see a pullback. But I don't know.
Asking me, do I think this is a local top? As we've seen over and over and over again, because yes, Bitcoin as a financial product to invest in is now freely being advertised.
And he's still never wrong. That didn't age well, says Geek of All Trades. Crypto KJ. Yeah, very true. Very true.
Advertised in the mainstream through the ETFs.
You know what's interesting these days? Bitcoin.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Perfect.
Look for Bitwise, my friends.
I mean,
now, there was some people saying that this might be AI generated. Do you guys think it is? I don't know. Look at it as like, I don't know. I don't think it is. It seems legit.
Look for Bitwise, my friends.
I mean, simple, effective.
I don't know.
This is obviously the most interesting man in the world from the old Dos Equis beer campaign. I want to get your thoughts on this down below in the comment section. Seriously, comment right now what you think. Let's get a little discussion going.
What do you guys think? Do you think it was AI generated or not? Yeah, Sustainable Crypto says yeah. DJ Mine says it's legit. I don't know. I think it's legit, honestly, only because I don't think that a company would go and do something that foolish, because that's like, I don't know. That's you're definitely prone to copyrights, right? Regardless of AI bullshit, right? But if you steal someone's like commercial stuff, I mean, you're gonna get whacked. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Also, remember, Coinbase just put out a big one.
It's a system, Emma. We're born into it.
Permissionless.
Just because you're born into a system
Doesn't mean you have to live with it.
Because of all this, am I expecting a pullback? Well, number one, just realized that all these prior commercials were for crypto exchanges that were already live. These Bitcoin ETF commercials are for a product that's not yet live. People can't already invest in them. So while for me, I don't necessarily see a cause and effect. If we were to dip, this would be the dip that I would be expecting. We can see starting from a run-up at the very beginning of 2023, Bitcoin, I mean, dips are common. We see them in bull markets and bear markets. A 21% dip. Top to bottom, a 20% dip. Top to around the bottom, 20% dip. And then what's freaking everybody out is, whoops, now we have this major run up from the top. We have dipped thus far 10%. To me, it would be very normal To dip at least 20%, that would put us around a $35,000 Bitcoin. I'm
Which doesn't
hoping
seem
for that.
bad.
I'm wishing for that. Has always been a great time to accumulate. But
It doesn't, I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibilities. Let's be real, right? Like, I don't know. That's totally normal for Bitcoin. I mean, you guys just look at the chart and see it.
What could make us dip greater? The Fed pivot from a few days ago, at least the verbal verification that they are ready to take rates back down.
Begin dialing back the amount of policy restraint in place that begins to come into view.
This is the real unknown for me that can potentially move markets. If we look back historically, we understand the Fed's tendency to overshoot on interest rates, meaning we don't usually see a market recession until after the Fed has pivoted. Here may be the real reason the Fed has been forced to start the pivot.
Remember that banking crisis that happened back in March that everyone suddenly stopped talking about? Well, the reason the crisis suddenly stopped was because of something the Federal Reserve created back in March called the Bank Term Funding Program, or BTFP for short. What this program effectively did was let banks take out loans for up to 1 year so that they could have liquidity. And by
I heard this. This is quite interesting, actually.
end of March, the Federal Reserve loaned banks $60 billion, effectively averting the crisis from getting worse. And as a result, KRE, which tracks the stocks of regional banks, has since recovered 50% from its lows.
It has to do with the banking crisis we saw last year.
Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because the amount of loans given through this program is public information and they update it once a week. So out of curiosity, I went to check on it the other day, and that $60 billion in emergency funding has since doubled to $121 billion, with $7 billion just last week. Now, keep in mind, these are loans that are supposed to be paid back, and you would think that this number would be getting lower, not growing. Seeing this was definitely concerning, but I didn't think it was enough to warrant a video, so I just kept it in the back of my head. Fast forward to yesterday, and the head of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, signaled that the Federal Reserve could cut interest rates sooner than anticipated. So much so that as of today, investors are betting that there's a 68% chance of the first rate cut coming up in March, up from just an 11% chance a week ago.
When to sell your cryptocurrency in 2024.
Crazy.
Complete profit-taking guide. This is linked down below.
So where am I going with all this? The reason the banking crisis and the BTFP program started in the first place is because of high interest rates resulting in banks taking losses on their bonds. In order to stabilize this, the Fed gave these emergency loans to banks in March of 2023, which have to start being paid back within 1 year or March 2024, the same exact month that investors are predicting the first interest rate cuts to occur. And keep in mind, without an interest rate cut happening in March of 2024, the chances of these loans getting paid back are slim to none. Putting this all together, it begs the question, is the reason the Federal Reserve is now signaling that they'll cut interest rates substantially sooner than any investor predicted because they know they need to bail out these banks? And if the Federal Reserve does indeed cut interest rates in March and it was too early, could history repeat itself with a second dreaded wave of inflation like we saw in the 1970s? We'll have to wait and see.
Be sure to click
That's
subscribe.
crazy, right?
He puts out
Think about it like that. That's crazy.
great content. But is this the reason why Fed Chair Jerome Powell has suddenly communicated a pivot and announced interest rate cuts? It
Like
is
they think that banks possibly might not be able to pay them back regardless, so why not?
striking
That's
that
crazy.
the banks are continuing to obtain liquidity via the BTFP, even though long-term yields have fallen sharply. The Fed is trying desperately to not overshoot, not let history repeat, and kickstart a stalling market before we see another recession. It is
Crazy.
a waiting game, so be
Absolutely effed. All right, shout out to Altcoin Daily for that. All right, guys, let's get into the recap segment. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. If I could get that situated. All right, let's go over and look at Dynex. I know some of you guys are talking about Dynex actually in the chat, and I didn't look at that prior. DNX, let's see. Dynex, oh geez. Oh wow, Dynex took a shit, huh? 62 cents. 62 cents. Wow, look at this. Off a cliff. I mean, it could be worse though. Could be worse. Let's see, 30 days. Steady decline from $1.20 or so, $1.30. Man, yeah, 60 cents. That's crazy. That's really low. That is really low. All right, let me see. HODL BTC, says Andrew Masad. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Accumulate as much as you can. That's the goal, right? Oh boy, I better move my rigs back over to Dynex then. Yeah, I wonder if the yields are good, right? Finding Dynex. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out. Ovalbore Tech, make a video, will you? All right, guys, look in the pinned comment in the live chat. I have a comment on this video, and I put the link with something positive and hashtag BTC to win the Jingle miner. If you guys didn't see it, it's this thing. This little I think it's like a 75 kilohash 1 watt little like Neo pet for Bitcoin looking thing. Looks like it comes in a McDonald's freaking prize. I swear to God, it's like, it's straight up like this little plastic toy. This thing's cool as hell. I haven't set it up yet though. I have to actually. I'm just gonna peel this off. All right, so this is the Jingle miner. The little 1 watt machine. You need your own USB-C, but it's got like a magnet. I don't know if it'll, that's not magnetic. Whatever. It's a magnet. Just trust me. I have nothing to stick it to, but it's a magnet on the back side. Actually, you know what? I don't know what these are for. I think these are for like little Raspberry Pis or something, but you can see they stick to the back. So you can stick it right to the side of your computer case, put a little USB-C by USB into it and whatever. And then you just hook it up through Wi-Fi apparently. So yeah, that's that. But this is the one I'm going to send you guys. I haven't even opened it yet. It's still in the bubble wrap. I'm just going to throw it in a box and ship it to whoever is going to win. So I'll pick that winner in about, I don't know, give me like 2 hours probably. And then I'll pick it. All right, let me see. What do you guys have in the chat? BTC hodl all the way, baby. CCXD led us. Chromie, I did not lead you guys, but I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Let's see. Dynex hash rate way down. I bet. That's crazy. I wonder why. You know what? They're coming out with their marketplace, or I don't know if it's launching yet or if it has launched. I think it has launched, right? Am I not mistaken? To be honest, I haven't really been paying attention to Dynex at all. Again, this ETC POW stuff, this needs to I don't know. I wonder what's going to happen with this. I do. It's at 71 cents. It's been going down every single day. Worse and worse and worse. And they're raising the price and cutting rewards, actually. The first of the year, they have an update you have to do, I guess. And you're going to be getting 20% less rewards once you do so, as far as I know. So that kind of sucks. That definitely sucks. Let's see what else do you guys want to look at? Let's go to, I guess we can go back to honey, show you guys honey tokens doing pretty good. It's up 26%. It was 29 actually right at the beginning of the stream, but not too bad. It's still holding pretty good, up over 20 cents from like, it was like 2 like last month. It's crazy. Let's see ETC POW, no bueno. Rip the dream. Yeah, you know what, it sucks. As soon as we find something profitable, it just dies. Oh, let's see. Oh, you know what? Let's do that. Let's go look at what is Pyron? The PRY, is that what it is? Oh, Jesus. I mean, do that. Is it PRY? Am I wrong? This isn't it. That's not it. What is Pyron? Let's see. Hold on. PYI. There we go. Pyron. 9 cents. It's up 21.5%. This is another Kaspa fork, if you guys don't know. This is kind of like the Carlson stuff. Let's see what's KLS at. That's Carlson at 5 cents. This one's taking quite the shit, but that is thanks to unMineable, I'm sure, has totally killed the profits on this one, because I'm mining Carlson right to Kaspa, so it's kind of a shit swap right now, but at the same time it's more profitable than trying to mine Kaspa with GPUs just directly, so it makes more sense for me. Let's see, fully electrics at CCXD for every 1,000 nodes, 20% reduction. No hope. Sorry, so hope not much more nodes comes online. Yeah, it's definitely tough. It's definitely tough, but I mean, I get it. You know, they got to keep the project stable, I guess. You know, knocking down rewards every 1,000 nodes. It makes sense. It does. I think the charging more for the license doesn't make sense. I don't think that makes sense to me, to be honest. Luke, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Sold at 21 cents works for me. What's that, Carlson? Sold Carlson at 21 cents. Nice. Like I said, this Pyron coin, I really hope they the PYI. Yes, PYI. I hope they get this to unMineable so I can just swap over to this, because I think it's pretty close to the same wattage and all that stuff, right? When it comes to mining, it's pretty much the same as Carlson, or it should be anyways. This is a Pyron hash versus Carlson hash. I think it's the same exact thing, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong. Guys, don't forget, hit that like button, please. Let's get 100 likes in here. 167 of you and 68 likes. You guys are lazy as shit. Just saying. Just saying. All right, what other coins you guys want to look at? What other coins do you guys want to look at? I'm trying to think. What's Flux at, actually? I haven't seen Flux in a while. Flux at 57 cents. up 2.8% on the day. Flux took a little bit of a ride up. I sold it at like 40 cents or something to get my KS zeros, and now it's at almost 60. Definitely rough. No, I'm not looking at FTX. Luke, get out of here. You're the worst. Get out of here. You're the worst. Oh, let's look back at my my L7 and see how this is doing. So this is the L7. We got, as you can see, $32.95 from mining almost 24 hours. It's been, I'd say like 2 or 3 more hours. Yeah, about 2.5 hours or so will be 24 hours. So yielded about $32.95 over here with my L7 on NiceHash. Not a huge advocate of NiceHash, but hey, listen, if it's profitable, why not? Totally worth it, right? So 32 bucks a day. It cost me 20 bucks to run it, so I'm making about $12, which is still pretty good. Can't really complain there. All these ASICs are really just kind of going down in profits. There's really nothing new there. I guess the more they come online, less the coin is, less profits you're going to yield, you know, and how it goes. Difficulty raises, you get screwed. That's it. Kaspa is looking pretty decent. Still, honestly, like even holding over 10 cents is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's 10.9, almost 11 cents right now. If we look at the 30-day chart, let's see, where were we at? So we did obviously hit a peak of 15 cents. Let's go to 90-day. Let's look. I mean, this thing went from 4 cents and it's run up beginning of November all the way up to that 15-cent mark, and now it's just been kind of hovering around the 10-cent. Actually, it went down to 9. Yeah, it went down just below 10, and now it's just kind of floating. So I mean, we're gonna have to have some pullback before an actual pop off. But look at this, right? Do you guys think it's gonna repeat this? See this little hump and then the little pullback there, and then it just freaking blasted off? I mean, their Rust protocol or whatever it is coming to fruition soon, right? If I'm not mistaken. Bonk. You guys want to look at Bonk? That Rust thing's coming out though, right? Does anybody know when it's supposed to be launched? I know it's in like testing phases as of right now, right? I don't know when it's supposed to actually come out, but once that does, man, I feel like this is gonna pop off. That's supposed to be like 10 blocks a second, which is crazy. Let's see, Bonk. How's Bonk at? Down 4.7% today. 4 zeros and then a 1 9. 4 zeros 1 9. Let's see. Let's look at the 30-day on this thing. So it was 5 zeros and a 3 beginning of December, and this thing has just been, it jumped to 0 and just been going absolutely nuts. You guys must have made a shit ton on this. Whoever got in on it, good for you. I know my man Royce made some money on this, so congrats to him. That's awesome. Kaspa is a turd that won't flush, but in a good way. Says Dan R. You know what though, like Kaspa, to be honest, like I wasn't like, I don't know, I didn't really care about it at the beginning, and I kind of wish I did. I didn't realize how good or useful it actually was until I went to use it. You know, when I went to swap my Flux for USD to USDC or whatever through unMineable, just to get, I mean, not unMineable, sorry, Simple Swap, to get my KS zeros, it took 3 hours, and it was like because Flux needed to have like, I think it was like 60 transactions or something. Like it had to have confirmations rather. Had to have 60 confirmations, and then Simple Swap took some time to swap it in the background, but literally it was like 3 hours. It was crazy. I did the same thing with Simple Swap with Kaspa into USDC to make up for like the $20 I lost waiting those 3 hours for that money to go through. And it was done in 5 minutes. It was crazy. Like I couldn't believe the actual utility of just how fast it was. Like it was so simple, so fast, and I don't have to like sweat. Like I am terrified to move any of my crypto out of like ledgers or whatever, like just Bitcoin in general. It takes like an hour to get somewhere. It's like a half hour to an hour. It's just crazy, you know what I mean? So you're like sweating that whole time. You're like sending this money, like is it gonna make it there? You know, it's just, I don't know, Kaspa just brings like a whole new, you know, feeling to crypto and everything like that. But anyways, guys, yes, 94 likes. We have 162 people here. We need 6 more. Appreciate you guys. All right, guys, don't forget, go comment on that video. We're gonna see, let me you know what, let me see how many comments we have as of right now. Let me see. Actually, you know what, I have to probably I always have to approve them. I always have to approve the comments, because if you guys can see, right, held for review, every time I have like some sort of giveaway or have you guys put hashtags in, I have to go through and check all of this to let them in so I can do the giveaway. But I will pull this winner in the next, like, I don't know, like I said, 2 hours or so, and we will get this jingle miner, little BTC miner over to you guys. Like I said, it's a total it's kind of a total gimmick. It's just like 1 watt BTC miner, like 75 kilohashes or something with the upgrade. And yeah, I mean, it's just is what it is what it is. Take it as you will, have fun with it. But guys, appreciate you all for watching. You guys are fantastic. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get back to daddy duty. My wife has to get to work, so hopefully you guys have a great and happy Tuesday. I'll catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, 8:30 ish Eastern Standard Time. And until then, have a good one and peace out.